What time is it? It's Packard Folks at time. Hat? Check. Shirt? Check. Pants? Optional. Mug? Double check. Check us out at cafepress.com/PackardPokesat where you can get all this great merchandise and more.
Do you like Packard Pokesat and want to hear it on demand and on the go? Download the free app today at Stitcher.com. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad.
This is Packard Pokesat, and I'm poking at your news.
Hello, everybody. This is Packard Pokesat, the Midweek Show. This is episode 472. Connie, what do you have for us tonight?
Well, you know, the little glad-handing meeting that Trump had with his cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody was going. It was around. Well, first of all, he started it out by praising himself, and then everybody else told him what a great president he was and how happy they were to be there.
Yeah, I think that was key.
I think loyal supporters.
Yeah, I think that was a key. It's like, hey, I'm really awesome. You better fucking say I'm really awesome too. Otherwise,
I saw that
gonna
myself, and I started laughing when I saw that.
Yeah, I saw it on.
I'm like, what a bunch of kiss asses.
Yeah, exactly. I swear, one of them's asked to suck his dick right there. You know.
Yep.
What is it, Atheist Ranger?
What was that, Atheist Ranger?
No, I just laughed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I know. Well, if you have a vomit bucket around, I would say keep it handy because you can laugh, you can hurl, you know, you can do the whole thing. Secretary of Veterans Affairs David Shulkin against the criticism of Trump's first cabinet meeting, saying the president, I can't call him that, didn't prompt top officials to praise him. During a Tuesday interview on CNN, Shulkin was asked whether he rolled ahead of the cabinet meeting to praise or say something nice about the president in his introductory comments. Absolutely not, he said. The president doesn't script the cabinet, and we're given the ability to say what is on our mind. Shulkin noted that it was the first time where the group, quote, where the group had ever been in the room together. And so people were not given instructions, but instructions, but people weren't used to knowing each other, Shulkin said. And so what the president does is actually opens up these meetings to the press that I think is really unusual. And you sort of saw something that frankly no one had a script for. I have to say I'm really glad to hear that wasn't scripted because
Everybody raise their hand if you think that wasn't scripted.
If the script is, you know, by the way, if you don't say what I like, I'm going to toss you in the cornfield.
Yeah. You're going to go to the cornfield with Anthony.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be Trump
during the cabinet.
Yeah, it'll be Trump.
Okay,
it'll be Trump sending you to the cornfield instead of Anthony. Sorry. Try.
No, I am exactly referencing the old Twilight Zone, you know, awful Billy Mummy, awful kid.
Yeah.
Thing. I made a meme today, or a post today about that because I'm like, yeah, that's what I could think of. You know. Yeah, you don't have to script it, but everybody gets it, right?
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
understands the subtext of this whole thing.
No, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Tom, what do you got for us tonight?
Hello. You know what's wrong with this world?
It's still spinning.
No,
what's wrong
it's
with this world is Bernie Sanders supporters or people from Illinois.
Let's see, Bernie Sanders supporters or people from Illinois. I will go with Bernie supporters for 200, Alex.
So this morning, a guy from Illinois, a big Bernie Sanders supporter, supposedly has some reason to have some amount of animosity towards this person, Trump. I believe he's president of somewhere. La La Land, perhaps.
La La Land.
I'm sure he's not president of any place that I'm aware of because that would be just too insane. But apparently this guy really, really, really hates Trump, so he shot a bunch of other people.
Well, that or he hates baseball.
Oh, is that the guy guy that did the shooting down at that GOP place?
Yep.
Wasn't he killed?
Jim Hodgson. Let's see. Did he kill anybody?
No, actually, there was nobody got killed.
The shooter got killed. He died of his injuries.
Yeah, everybody else got
Yeah.
just injured. And the senator that he shot was a representative, GOP guy, and he was only shot in the hip.
The minority whip or something. He was a
Yeah.
whip of something.
So the
Yeah.
the problem with Bernie Sanders supporters are that they're a bad shot.
Well, that's what you get when you use a shotgun instead of a rifle, right?
Well, they said it was a Chinese type rifle, like
Oh,
Oh, see, well,
Terrible.
now that it makes that's why the Chinese will never win a
Oh,
war
wait a
because
minute, wait a minute,
they're
wait.
terrible shots. They're
They're trying to kill them
Oh,
with
no,
lead
no.
poisoning.
hold on a second.
no.
They said that it was comparable to like an AK-47 or something of that.
Oh, really?
nature.
An
That's what I heard.
AK-47B,
Okay.
the knockoff.
Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But they said it was fully automatic. I was actually watching something on the news this morning. They were interviewing an ATF agent, and he said that the gun was an automatic weapon.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was the Chinese knockoff, the OK-47.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and just by the way, I saw this Facebook, but Bernie Sanders obviously did not condone the attack, obviously.
Obviously
Yes.
not. Obviously not.
Yeah.
Not publicly.
No, publicly, I saw it on the news. He said that he's
No, not
very disturbed by it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and-
Hodge-
where he should have gone is the NRA and shot some people there. That's where he should have shot some people.
Oh, that'd
Maybe
be
that's still been Republicans.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe some of these Republicans were members of the NRA because there are a
I'm
lot
sure
of
they
them
were.
that
I
are.
think that's part of the requirement.
Yeah.
If you're in Congress and a Republican, you need to be part of the
Yeah.
NRA.
Basically a Republican anyways, so.
is it Hodgins or Hodgkins, the shooter? This had to do with him losing his medical and a bunch of other things.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd imagine. I mean, that's what would
I
figured.
didn't know
I'm
if
not
that happened
condoning
or
it.
not, but
So
he was apparently he was pissed off.
Apparently.
that's true.
You know,
No, I was gonna say.
But from what I was told, from what I heard, I guess he came up to somebody and asked if these are Republicans or Democrats who were doing this baseball or softball warm up, and somebody had said, "Well, they're Republicans. It's a softball tournament type thing that's going to be going on here."
Mhm.
And he went up and just started shooting people.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe this is a betting pool thing.
I don't
It has
know.
nothing-
This is
You know,
I
just-
don't know either.
Deadpool.
Yeah, I was gonna
Thank
say.
God.
This had been, I caught some of this on the news this morning, and they were saying these are soft targets, and technically it's a soft target. It's a soft
Well,
target.
people are soft.
Yes, but I mean,
Maximum effort.
in the military sense, it's called a soft target if it's like people out doing normal daily things like baseball,
Right.
or whatever. But
Well, if those two Capitol Police haven't been there, they would have been killed.
that's quite possible. The thing I was going to say was if this had been instead of a GOP baseball team and someone had started shooting, the right would be saying, oh, the shooter should have killed more people too. So I take no exemption with that. You know,
Oh, it's a crappy way to make a political statement.
it is. It
Yeah,
really
it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
don't
hear
know.
some of these people, these Republicans say some really horrible shit, and I go, if I could reach to this monitor, and to just go, do
Well,
like
I was listening
I
to
would.
Paul Ryan. He was saying that if one congressperson or whatever is hurt, we're all hurt, or something like that. Oh yeah, of course, but tomorrow you're going to be roasting Democrats for some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines. Look what happened with was it Kathy Gifford, or
Oh yes, yeah.
the one in Arizona.
yeah, the one that's in Arizona, and the fact that she got shot in the head, and even though she was shot in the head, she still talks with more sense than Donald Trump. But the fact is, though, I mean, after that incident happened, the Republicans came out of the woodwork and they were praising the shooter and saying that they should have shot more people. More people should have been killed.
Really, I never heard that.
I heard a few people talking about
Really?
that. Yeah.
Well,
So-
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So that's why, we are just joking. Of course, we're glad that no one was killed, except for the shooter.
yeah.
He was killed. I would have preferred that the shooter had not been killed and had to spend time in jail personally.
Why?
That's
Yeah.
what they were
I prefer
hoping
they
for.
get
They
killed.
were hoping to get some answers out of him why he did it, but I guess
Right.
he died either
Yeah,
en
that's
route to
one
the
of the-
hospital or when he got to the hospital. I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I would like to have had some answers as to why he did this, and I'm sure that they will come out with some kind of forensics on his computer and his house and his home life and figure out what the hell happened. But I
He
mean,
lost his shit.
what's that?
He lost his shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, besides that,
He'd had enough.
yeah,
Snapped.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean,
That's why I don't own a gun.
I don't know that either.
Yeah, exactly. Same here, Tom. Same here.
Don't want to own one either.
I actually have one, but I don't own bullets.
Well, I think that the solution to the gun problem wouldn't be getting rid of the guns. I think the solution would be making each bullet cost $500.
Yes. thank you.
$5,000.
Yep.
5,000. Make the bullets cost $5,000 to make and $5,000 to sell. So this way, if you want to shoot somebody, you must really hate those people.
Yeah, but then all the rich people would own guns, which they don't. Which not
Which
that
they
don't
probably already do. Which they probably already do.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Atheist Ranger, what have you got for us tonight?
Well, I got another Christian doing an exorcism on his daughter, and no, I'm not. And no, I'm not referring to the actual movie this time.
No head spin, no pea soup.
Nope, none of that. Apparently, William Ellis Watt, a Michigan man with a long history of violence, has been sent to prison for assaulting his daughter during the course of an exorcism. Apparently, this guy was sentenced to, I think, 10 years in prison for an incident that occurred last September. Police report filed by his daughter last fall stated that the then 18-year-old was sitting on the couch watching television when Watt, his wife, and son approached her and began chanting, "The power of Christ compels you." The brother, who had been repairing a wall in the house, began smearing plaster on her face. Then family members tipped the couch she was sitting on and threw usable bottled water at her, which left a cut on her nose.
Sounds like the father and brother were the ones who were possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. She was sitting on the couch watching TV. It must have been HBO.
Yeah.
Must have been.
Must have been HBO, because when I was a Christian and I watched HBO, my head would spin around and I'd start saying really weird shit too.
My God.
Oh, yeah, that's not all. I mean, I think it goes on and says, while Watt has maintained his innocence, stating that the, quote, false accusations came from a, quote, arrogant and deceitful teen, unquote.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
If they stand up for themselves and they, turn you in for abuse, then they're being deceitful.
Oh, no, they in this article, they give, like, his entire criminal history. Like, apparently, back in 1997, he was charged with domestic violence for assaulting a family member. In 2001, he was convicted of domestic violence and a phone interruption for assaulting his wife and then trying to disconnect the phone when she attempted to call 911 for help. In 2004, he was accused of choking his then 16-year-old son. And in 2008, he was convicted of 2 counts of felony assault with a dangerous weapon.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Some people's children.
Oh my God.
Some people's children.
While we are poking at your news, you can poke us at Facebook and Twitter, or poke us with an email at ppapodcast@gmail.com, or leave us a message at 662-709-PPAP. Join us live on YouTube/Packard Pokesat on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time. Be part of the conversation by live chatting with us during the show. Enjoy the show? Help support us by becoming a monthly patron at patreon.com/PackardPokesat, or look awesome by buying something at cafepress.com/PackardPokesat. No money, no problem. You can help us by sharing the show with friends and rate us on iTunes and Stitcher. For everyone that shares and rates us, you kick ass.
The Atheists
The Bible.
and No Wardrobe, the podcast.
Wait a minute. No wardrobe? You mean we're going to be naked while we do this?
Well, seeing how I'm an atheist and I'm reading the Bible, and since clothes are flammable,
Fire! Fire! Fire!
I thought it might be a good idea to take them all off first.
Naked or not, follow along as we read, analyze, and try to keep you from falling asleep as we go through this boring-ass book.
Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. Who knows? We may even be on YouTube someday. Matt, what have you got for us tonight?
Okay. San Antonio, Texas. The incumbent mayor loses.
That was my story.
Sorry.
That was your story. No, I thought I
dropped that in the chat window for everybody to see because I was going to cover that tonight.
I dropped it in my chat in the chat.
Oh, well, shit.
Wah, 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 da,
Well, fuck, that was
let's
my
have-
story.
let's-
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You can have it. I'll just find something else.
Oh no, I
You
got
already
another
asked
one,
it anyway.
but I don't know if it was about Bill Maher and the racist remark he made on his show.
Oh, no,
last
this is a
week.
different story. Then that's a different story then. But I also
this
have, I have
one-
another story from San Antonio. That's why I was kind of like, oh.
Oh no, this was about the mayor, the incumbent mayor who lost.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to cover. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's okay.
Okay. Back in April, San Antonio's mayor drew national ridicule after she declared that broken people become impoverished because they don't love Jesus. Wave goodbye now.
Bye-bye.
Councilman Rob Nirenberg unseated incumbent mayor Ivy Taylor in a heated runoff election for San Antonio mayor Saturday night. Tonight, the voters got it right, Nirenberg told the crowd, gathered at his election headquarters Saturday night. Tonight, the voters rejected the politics of division and false choices. They said yes to a bigger and mightier vision of inclusion and diversity. I guess Nirenberg was holding a steady lead throughout the night, and Taylor conceded shortly after 9 p.m. Some 2 hours after the polls closed. She first addressed the crowd gathered at Sunset Station by praising God and reciting a Bible verse. I am at peace. I am so thankful to each and every person in this room.
I had heard about this story a while back in April, that she was saying that because if you don't believe in Jesus, you people that are, the people that that don't believe in God are the ones that are bringing the country down and of course in their city down, because the fact is they think that they were parasites basically in a roundabout sense. That's what she's saying, that that the people who don't believe in God are they're sopping up all the other resources because they're impoverished, and obviously when you don't believe, you automatically become impoverished.
Yeah, because as we all
that's
know,
not
there are
true.
no poor Christians, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's a hyperlink within the that Matt's shared that leads back to things that she's quoted as saying earlier in April of this year. So yes.
There are many people that are impoverished. A lot of Christians who are living from paycheck to paycheck or don't have a paycheck at all.
Yeah.
And they believe. I mean, I don't know how she can say that.
Yeah. And they believe giving their money to the church.
Yes.
So-
Yep.
And the churches don't say, hey, I know you're on hard times, just keep your money for right now. But no, they don't say that.
Nope.
No.
I remember going back, 20 years ago when I used to work downtown. There was a lady who I worked with. She, her and her husband were in this church, and they gave like a third of their paycheck, not a third, but they gave some money, like every paycheck, to the church.
Mm-hmm.
And within a year, they totaled up all the money that they gave to the church, and they're like, you know what? We can't do this anymore. I mean, they almost went broke.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I remember hearing Pat Robertson saying shit like this, where he would say, I know you're broke and everything like that, but if you give money to my church, God will give it back to you fourfold or tenfold. I'm like, what a
The law of reciprocity.
Yeah, what a fucking load of shit, Pat load that was.
Yeah, this woman reminds me of a lot of these Christian funnies that I argue with online that claim that there's a connection between atheism and suicide. There's no fucking difference.
Yeah,
No.
I was having a
Complete non sequitur.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody, and then of course he goes, "Well, atheists kill more," because then he brings up three people, and we all know who those people are, and one of them wasn't, to his credit, wasn't Hitler. But the fact is that it's a bullshit argument. It's a bullshit argument because they were all men.
Argument. It's definitely a bullshit argument.
Of course it is. They were also all men too, as their atheism had nothing to do with it. So yeah,
they'll give any excuse.
No, of course they will. Of course they will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Name one person who's killed anyone in the name of not being the God. They're not being the God. Name one.
How many Muslims kill people in the name of Allah?
How many Christians kill in the name of their God?
Exactly.
I mean, there's still people who think, oh, God told me to go out and kill these people.
Yeah.
There was somebody not that long ago, the guy who like ran into people in New York. Wasn't he? He was high off his ass, but he said God told him.
I'm gonna say, how could any? I don't. Again, maybe this is a bad argument, but I can't imagine killing anybody. I would have to have such a really self-preservational or family, protecting my family reason to kill somebody. I might be angry with people, but I'm not going to kill people. And I can't imagine doing it over and over and over again, except I have some unction that I can divorce my morality and throw it off on something else.
I kill myself before I kill somebody.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, not that I would kill myself, but I'm just saying, if it came to that point,
right?
Yeah.
I tell people,
I'd off myself before I hurt somebody else.
That's yes.
Yeah. I tell people who tell me I have no morals that I rape and kill to my heart's content, and
which is exactly zero.
Is content to be zero. Yes.
The thing is, and all right, I'm going to put this out there. I think as long as if you want to think about doing something like that, but you never actually carry it out, I don't see a problem with it. I mean, it's like playing a video game, but it's all just in your head. You're not actually killing anybody. You're not actually doing anything. But I mean, you could think about it, but it doesn't mean that you're going to do it. And to those people that out there that say, well, thought crime, they say if you're thinking about it, you're going to do it. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But it also
in the Bible, at least
too.
with infidelity, if you think it's the same as doing it.
Yeah, they've also in the Bible also says if you think about killing somebody, then you've already killed them. Well, then why is the fucker still out walking around then if I've already killed him? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, but think about people who've gone postal at work. They either got fired or something happened at work, and they're good people. They've always been a good worker, never had any problems, and then something happens. They leave and they come back with a gun and they shoot the place up and kill people.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about that too, and also you got to think about people who are mentally unstable.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is, as long as it stays in your head and you don't actually act on it, I don't see a problem with it.
Right, but when somebody's mentally unstable and it's in their head, they're most likely they're going to carry it out.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think it speaks to how much we don't understand about mental health, and what's actually quite scary about having a mental health disclaimer, whether or not somebody can own or possess guns, have guns in there, because there's a lot of people that I don't care that they have guns, but again, we're talking, when we look at today's story that Tom shared, the Sanders supporter. Here's a case of this person, maybe they were fine, and all of a sudden situations in their life happened, and they just think that it's okay. Do you take their guns away forever? Again, I'm kind of on the fence about gun ownership. A lot of responsible people, but if you're talking about people's mental state, that's something that might be in flux depending upon the time of life you're in. I don't think I should have owned a gun the last 10 years. I've been going through menopause. My husband would tell you, no, she didn't need to own a handgun. But
well, I was going to say, I mean, all right, that's an interesting argument, Matt, about, people, they have those bad days, and then all of a sudden they take what's in their head and they bring it out. There's a lot of people out there who have bad days, who've never had those kind of thoughts, and then they just snap too. So
right. No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I just put something in the side chat here. Think about all the school shootings that have happened over the years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of those shootings, the people who do the shootings have had some kind of a mental breakdown or mental issue, or they've been on medication.
Right.
I mean, it's
well,
a lot of that stuff. It screws with you.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're
again.
Go ahead, Connie.
No, just last thing, and that's why I'm saying it. There's so much about mental health that we don't understand.
Yeah.
And we should put more money and time and research into things like this.
Yeah.
If we want
absolutely.
if we want to evolve as a species.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's more profitable somehow to somebody to just make more prisons and just put them in
And
there.
more medications. But, well, I don't. I'm sorry. I shouldn't.
Or do nothing at all,
Or do nothing at all. Yeah.
Right.
which has basically been the norm.
Yeah. That's unfortunately that's what we have been doing right now.
I mean,
Speaking of
the Sandy Hook shooting, after there was this big spiel about, this gun control, and we want to do nothing about it. They Republicans didn't want anything to do with it. They wanted, it was just a big mess.
Right. Speaking of the mentally ill, now there is a Christian group. Now this is, from what I understand, this is in Australia. It's a national Christian group in Australia. All right, I'll start again. A national Christian group in Australia, led by Reverend Ashley Saunders, is lobbying for the Disability Discrimination Act to be changed so it can discriminate against people with mental illness. So basically, they don't want people who are mentally ill in their church, probably because I'd imagine some are freaking out, while they're in church for whatever reason. They become a distraction, and everybody, instead of focusing on the preacher, they're focusing on trying to get this guy or woman settled down, or child that's acting up settled down, so they can't listen to God's word. Now, he says, arguing that such people could upset the sacred nature of church services, which I just said, he has called for religious exemption of the acts because it interferes with the freedom of religion. No, it fucking does not. It does not interfere with the freedom of fucking religion. It interferes with you fucking speaking, and you don't like it. So tough shit.
And more importantly, I think that the chance that one of these mental patients may snap and do their deed in the name of God, I think that's what they're really worried about.
No, that's what we're worried. I'd say we're worried about. I'm more worried about that, actually. That's what it says here. He's actually calling for the exemption because it interferes with church services, which means there's somebody has been bringing their mentally handicapped relative of some sort, or friend, or whatever, and they keep acting up or getting spouting shit in church, and they don't like it, and they think it's been interfering with their services, and they just don't want them to have access to it anymore. They say, no, you're mentally handicapped, you don't get to come in here because you're going to make a scene, and you're going to interfere with my God's reading or some shit.
It's like a 1960s argument, seriously.
Yeah.
Is this off of Theos? Where is this at?
This is from the freethinker.co.uk.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a story not too long ago of a woman who was breastfeeding in church during the sermon, and they asked her to leave, and they said, "Oh, it's inappropriate to." She was a distraction from the preacher. That's why they wanted to get rid of her. And she did leave. She left religion entirely.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that kind of distraction.
Well, exactly.
That is, I gotta tell you, that is.
But we gotta think about the children.
No. I gotta tell you, I have to tell you, I've seen women breastfeeding. It is the most unsexy thing I have ever seen. Unless it was me there, that's a different story. That's.
Well, I think here in Illinois they got a thing where they've got like rooms and places where women can breastfeed. I was just somewhere where, I don't know if it was a Walmart or somewhere where they actually had a area for women who were breastfeeding.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
When I was religious, I was in this little church, and they actually had a little room. It had a big window in it, so if they had like kids or something, they could go in there and they could watch. And there was like a speaker set up inside there, so they could listen. But they couldn't, if they started acting up or got loud for whatever reason, then they were quartered off, so they couldn't.
Jesus loves the children far, far away from
exactly.
him.
Seen but not heard.
Yeah, they had that at the Catholic Church.
That's the whole point of Sunday school, is to get them out of the.
Get them out of the church.
Get
them out of the house.
No, children's church. Yeah.
Anyway, in this room, there was the friend of mine that got me involved in that particular religion. His mother was breastfeeding their child, and she would turn away. She, like I said, they had speakers in the church so she could hear. She didn't have to watch the service, but she could turn her back to the service, and she could do her thing without any problems, and nobody would have to worry about it. So, I don't understand. Why don't they just do that?
Well, being a mom who breastfed 8 times, I could tell you that I don't understand. I don't understand how women can just be, flopping it out there and being very exposed. I was always very shy, but sometimes I would be doing it at a restaurant in a booth or something. I was like, okay, I'm in the corner. But okay, about the room, I almost wish that that they'd switch the audio in the sanctuary.
Oh, that hurts.
Just to hear this.
Cut out, butthole.
Here's this baby nursing.
It's like that girl from The Simpsons, Maggie, with the pacifier.
Yes. Oh, that would be so funny. Oh, devastating for the mom, but so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All righty. Well, we have to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for coming. We will be back on Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time right here on YouTube at youtube.com/PackardPokeset. If you would like to catch our other secondary show, that's The Atheist, the Bible, and No Wardrobe, be sure to check that out. A new episode will be dropping tomorrow at 7 a.m. So until then.
And before you go,
yes.
Before you go, I want to announce one thing.
Yes.
I've been doing a series of interviews. We had Thomas True on the show a while back.
Did we?
Conference that he's putting together. Gateway to Reason.
Yes, I remember.
Yes.
I was just kidding, Tom. I remember.
I started a series of interviews with all these speakers and some of the attendees calling Getting Ready for Gateway.
I seen it.
Yes.
Go look for that.
I didn't see the interview.
And find out who's going to be speaking there and what they're going to be talking about. And come to St. Louis, July 28th and through the 30th for a 3-day conference full of people like Matt Dillahunty, Aaron Raw, and Seth Andrews.
Yeah, there you go.
I wish I could be there.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. I'll be at my brother's that weekend.
Nice.
I wish I could go, but I'm a poor.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason. Well, the conference is only $50, and I paid for it from the last one that fell
yes.
through. And I'm bumming a ride and bumming a room.
I couldn't even afford to do that.
Yeah. No. Again, it's a extremely reasonable conference. I really wish I could go.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So if you're going down to the Reason Rally, it's Reason Rally? No, Gateway to Reason.
No.
I'm sorry, Gateway to Reason.
Gateway to Reason.
Gateway to Reason. Yeah. Have a good time in St. Louis, Missouri. That's it for us tonight. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
And that's a wrap.